Hello everybody, Peter Soretta here with
Jermaine Lucier
from Slashfilm.com. We are here at Comic-Con. It doesn't look like it. We're in front of an abandoned building.
Here in the gas lamp.
Yeah, but we just got out of a screening of Star Wars Rebels, the first mini movie that is going to premiere before the actual series premieres.
Yes.
It's like a 50-minute movie or 45-minute movie.
Yeah, it sort of sets up who the main characters are, the main villains, and the story we're going to see.
We're going to give you a spoiler-free reaction to what we saw. I mean, it'll have basic bits, but we're going to keep it as spoiler-free as we possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously, both of us, huge Star Wars fans. You're watching this, you're a huge Star Wars fan. This is the first thing that the Disney Lucasfilm is giving us in terms of new Star Wars. So it's going to be like, you know, do they get Star Wars? And I think after watching that, they get Star Wars. It's just... It has a very similar feel to the original trilogy, where it's a band of misfits that are just going out and doing good.
Let me say this: Clone Wars. I've been trying to watch Clone Wars. I still have not made it through the first season. I know all of you tell me it gets good in the second season. Haven't quite made it there yet. It just never rubbed me. You know it feels more like the prequels than it does the original trilogy.
No, but it's because the story, at least if you start it on like Netflix, on Clone Wars, it jumps all around. It's like, well, we're on this planet with this character, and we're on this planet with this character. This one, at least in this episode, it is one story. We start with one character, and we stick with him, and then these other characters get introduced.
But the thing I want to say is, I was never a fan of Clone Wars, and I'm going to give it a chance. I want to like Clone Wars, but this is awesome. I'm in. I am invested. I'm going to watch every single episode, unless if the TV show is half as good as this movie,
we're in for a treat.
I'm still in.
Yeah. I mean, it's just it was kind of weird to watch a new Star Wars story that's canon. Like, we know now that this is what happened. You know, between episodes 3 and 4, and with these new characters we don't know. And it was really exciting to be like, oh my god, I'm like, this guy Kanan, he's a Jedi. What does this mean? And Ezra, who is he? He's kind of crazy. And Zeb, like, oh, that's nice. And you feel that sense of discovery and excitement again.
And one of the cool things is it has some cool action. Like, there's this whole speeder bike chase sequence on a planet.
There's an anti-gravity sequence that's in the trailers. It's really different and fun.
Yeah, but it's not like, I don't know, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like TV animation to me, at least not in this movie. And the comedy of it, the swashbuckling, like, and the humor, it's perfectly nails the original trilogy. I mean, I'm not saying it's as good as the original trilogy, but it is the original. Like, if Clone Wars was
the prequels,
this is the original trilogy.
Well, I think everybody's, and I am as guilty as Peter, where I haven't gotten to the end of Clone Wars yet either. But it's just, it just has that, and there's you see a lot of familiar iconography. You sort of see where things are going. There's TIE fighters, there's Star Destroyers, you know.
But there's also new ships and new villains and new creatures. But it all seems kind of familiar.
It feels familiar, and it also has like a sense of history with it, where like there are references to things that have happened. There are hints of what's to come.
Yeah,
and it's
not in an obvious way. Not like the prequels.
No,
and it's not like super referencey. It's just, it feels, there's some good world building being done here, and I'm excited to explore the galaxy.
Especially because we've heard that this show is it's the start of the Rebel Alliance, which Princess Leia is like. Everybody's like, this series would end with the mission of them stealing the plans for the Death Star, right? That would be how this ends, right? So, but this first episode, you don't get that. I mean, you get that they're rebels, and
it's just a couple of people.
Yeah, they're just people.
A bunch of misfits.
They're just doing their thing. You just sort of dropped into it, and I'm sure over the course of it, we're gonna get some backstory. We'll get a lot more, and it was really exciting. Like, I was like, oh my god, we're gonna have new Star Wars stuff this year. You know, and where Episode 7 felt so far away, we have Rebels this year. That's going to be really, really exciting and fun.
I am so excited for this, guys. I feel like, we come to places like Comic-Con and you hear like the things that we're excited about, and we tweet about an awesome trailer or whatever. But we just saw this movie, and I don't know.
Well,
the next year and a half felt like such a long way to get to episode 7, and now this feels like
it's gonna be awesome. It premieres on Disney Channel, Disney XD in October. On the site, we'll let you know more about it as soon as we know more. I'm Jermaine Lucier.
Peter Soretta.
Thank you.
See you next time.